great to be here. These guys are doing some music, so I think I'll do a poem to break it up a little bit. For most folks, it will Cecil B. or Spielberg as of late. But when my imagination first got let out of the gate, it was from an old-time cowboy with a story set to rhyme. And they called it cowboy poetry, and it's been around a long, long time. Now, I was riding Reverend Bubba, who's the son of Rev the Jets, way back in the crowd pen doing pirouettes and filling up the alley, pushing cattle to the front, while I was perfecting training methods that I'd cabbaged from Ray Hunt. Now, whoever built this crowd pen had built the real butte, and it's obvious that he'd never seen a critter put through the chute. For once a cow had seen it, it was Katie bar the door, and they wouldn't pass the portals if they'd been this way before. And this bunch was seasoned veterans, so Bubba takes another rap. But they pour through us like water pours around a water gap. They're flooding all around us in this cowboy cul-de-sac, when a big old redneck mama mounted Bubba from the back. Disbelief? No. More like terror showed in Bubba's bulging eyes. He never liked the bunny hop, preferred to fraternize with species of his color, or at least his social class, so he reared straight up and nearly dumped this cowboy on his acetabulum. Well, my rope tied to the saddle horn uncoiled like a snake and dallied around my boot that I'd kick free for safety's sake, when a passing horned intruder speared the catch loop from the air. In retrospect, I believe my luck was all downhill from there. Now, I'll spare the gruesome details, because you've heard it all before. Every cowboy's been a victim in this kind of tug-of-war that's caught between a bucking horse that's finally jumped the fence and a pig-eyed cow who stood her ground in sullen self-defense. Well, I'm somewhere in the middle, as they drag me back and forth, and my right arm's waving Dixie and my boots are pointing north. And I'm getting full of splinters, and my clothes begin to smoke like a Mexican riata when a nylon piping broke. Sounded like a gunshot. It exploded with such force it jerked me 10 feet high and threw me back upon my horse, who promptly stuck his front feet in the dirt outside the ground, fired me head first back amongst the frightened ungulates. 10,000 stomping cattle hoofs, all hunting higher ground, smashed me fatter than a roadkill cat, so they hauled me off to town. So the doc could check my memory to determine the extent of the damage to my cranium. Was I broke or merely bent? I awoke to see his tiny flashlight peering in my eye. He apparently detected life and began to improvise a test to check my brain involving trigonometry. In a soothing voice, he asks, "What's 97 minus 3? I stared back at him dumbly, with a blank look in my eye. I'm afraid the doc concluded he's begun to stupefy. I said, "Hey, doc, just hold your horses. That really ain't quite fair. I can read a ram blindfolded just by feeling of the hair. I can spot a riding posture, be he saddle, horse, or man, and always find Polaris. Track a lizard through the sand. I can count a pen of cattle that come pounding through the gate and never miss a single steer. Hell, I can tell you what they ate. Ask me how to treat her gravel, or who's the winning all around. There's lots of stuff I savvy that'll prove my brain's still sound. But you're concluded that I'm daft upstairs. Just a lame-brained buckaroo. I'd have passed your test if you'd have asked me something that I knew."